Okay, we're going to create a portfolio in InDesign. So this first bit will just be about introducing you to InDesign, getting you comfortable with the layout. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new document. Now it's pretty important that you understand kind of what you're wanting to create and what size and format. I think for now I'm just going to do an 8.5 by 11. But obviously you have kind of all the possibilities. When you're starting your portfolio, do think about uh, where it's going to be viewed and what format it's going to be viewed. So if it's going to be published, you want to do it kind of outsource, then you need to look at Blurb, you need to look at Lulu, some other vendors such as that, and look at what they have available as far as publishing sizes. Because the last thing you want to do is do something unique and then find out that you can't get it published anywhere. So, just words of wisdom. So then the other thing is to kind of start to think about, do you want facing pages? How many pages do you want? I'm just going to throw in 10. We may not know all the other things. I'm just going to say create. And once you hit create, it'll have created those pages for you. All right, so things that we need to know. Up here, just like in all other softwares, we have kind of this ribbon of drop downs that can be used to either offset using these tools or to find other things that are driven by the various components you're going to use in your portfolio. So, edit is kind of what you would expect edit to be. I think the main thing to know is that that's where the preferences are. Layout, these are the ones that you're going to really control. So if you want to add margins or change the margins or add columns, you can do it here. If you want those ruler guides to show up, so on and so forth. Anytime that you want to mess with type that isn't kind of something directly related to your menu, you want to go up here and see if it can do it. So stuff like changing the case, adding special characters and whatnot, doing bolted stuff. All that stuff is going to be here. Object, so any kind of graphic that you're going to lay in, those things are going to be, other options are going to be found here, and so on and so on. As far as workspaces, I have the essentials on. If you see something that's not quite like mine is not like yours, that's what I've turned my workspace. Each one has kind of a different kind of layout of the different menus, and so I've just decided essentials is what works best for me. Okay, so that's the basic top line. Other things, so in the essentials in the window, you'll see that it kind of automatically turns on um, uh, tools that you will find here on the side. So we'll go over some of the major ones as we go along in this tutorial session. But just like in many other pieces of software, there's also this toolbar. And the toolbar follows kind of major ideas that you've probably witnessed in Illustrator and Photoshop. You want to make an object, you can do it here. You can be very specific with the size and positioning. Up here, you'll see that basically this ribbon changes every time you pick either a new object or a different type of object. So if I have text, what I see up here may start to change depending on whether I've got this selected or I have this selected. So here I can control corners for that object. Here I can also control corners. And once I double click inside of that, now I can control font, size, kerning, lighting, all those things, alignments. So again, so that this ribbon's kind of always morphing into kind of the possibilities at that moment. I'll get into some of these other tools as we get into the more beyond beginner. But you will see like there's some typical things like layers are still in order, and colors and swatches, things that should be pretty familiar with you from Illustrator. So why use InDesign as opposed to Illustrator? InDesign is a publishing um, software. So it's really developed around creating books, magazine articles, things of that nature. So it's really good at um, designing things that are more than just one sheet. Um, Illustrator's good at maybe making a presentation board, um, making a diagram, and I would totally use that for those pieces. But if you're going to create kind of multiple boards, you're going to create a large document, InDesign's really the only way to go because it's really set up to think of it as pages, pagination, and everything like that. And it has a lot of tools that are going to make you very consistent if you use them. It's going to make your life so much simpler when you create your portfolio so that it goes together quickly and it looks professional and it allows you to put time and energy into being creative and less time and energy into trying to make everything actually look like it's kind of one seamless, beautiful composition. All right.